Hey guys and girls, thanks for tuning in. Okay, this is actually really kind of exciting, I think. Sorry it's been so long since I've uploaded, and I'm really sorry that all of the videos recently have just been coming out like once a month or even less frequently than that. I've been really busy. And I love TripWhip to bits. I do. I love making these videos. I love just getting your feedback and comments. There's a few things I want to do with this channel. I really want to take this channel more seriously, but in terms of my work, I work at a flotation center basically for a little bit of money, and then to get some more money I do freelance video work, and between those two jobs I don't have much free time. It has been difficult for me to find a lot of free time recently because I've just needed some extra money, and so I've thought about actually creating a Patreon. I have created a Patreon, and I think I'm going to chuck it on this channel. I'm so grateful that you guys are just watching these videos anyway. But look, I am going to anyway make this Patreon and ask for some support if you guys want to help out. Awesome. At the very least, I can give you a video call and chat with you to thank you guys. Look, I'm just throwing it out there. Give us a hand if you feel like it. If you don't worry about it. I'm going to keep uploading content anyway. The only reason for Patreon is just so I can push out more content, because there's a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to do some documentaries on psychedelics, Cambo, all sorts of things like that. But anyway, with that out of the way, I sent some links for Patreon into the comment section, or sorry, in the description box. Back onto the main subject. Yeah, I kind of proposed to my girlfriend the other day during a pretty freaking heavy LSD trip. So, what happened? Well, I don't really know, to be honest. LSD is a magical drug, and LSD has the capacity, I think a lot of psychedelics have the capacity to, or what they do really, their function on a chemical level is they they breach the communication between different parts of your brain. So when you're conscious, your conscious self has access to only certain regions of your brain, while the other regions do stay active, but they are more, they're functioning more as your subconscious, and they are feeding information to your conscious self without you ever being aware of that process happening. What psychedelics do is they allow for your conscious to be bridged to the subconscious, or these other regions of the brain which you've never actually communicated with before. And in these regions is stored tons of information about yourself that you kind of knew. Like, as soon as you get access to this knowledge, you're like, oh yeah, I did know all of that, and none of this knowledge surprises me. But if you'd asked me to tell you about any of this knowledge of myself before this trip, there's no way I could have done it. And that's why psychedelics can really function as therapeutic tools, because the role of a therapist sometimes is just to ask the right questions for you to realize something about your subconscious's intent. Where maybe, you're seeing a therapist because all your relationships are failing. So they ask you the right questions until eventually you just become aware of, hey, there's a pattern here. Now I see where the pattern came from. I see that this pattern of failed relationships is to do with, bad relationship with my parents. Basically, the psychologist or therapist is just redirecting your thoughts to become aware of yourself and aware of your subconscious's intent, and become aware of the patterns that are leading you to make the mistakes that you're making. My point is that psychedelics can do that as well. That is really why a lot of people take psychedelics. That's their function. For many people. So what's happened during this trip that I had with my girlfriend, which just happened about a week ago, probably less than a week ago, it was Christmas Eve, I think, and all of the lights were out, and I just thought, I really wanted to take acid and go look at the Christmas lights, even though I don't take psychedelics recreationally much. My girlfriend has only just started taking LSD, and it's a very different experience when you just start off on psychedelics to when you start, when you've been taking psychedelics for a long time. And I want to trip sitter, but I don't want to be sober while doing it. I want to have like my foot dipped in her world as well. So I thought, well, walking around, looking at Christmas lights, I think that's going to be a great trip for her, and I'll probably enjoy it too. I did. I fucking enjoyed the shit out of it. But I only took half a tab, she took the full tab, and so anyway, we start feeling it, we go for a walk. And I'd taken this acid already with the full tab, which I have to do a trip report about because it was just one of the fucking best trips I've ever had, period. But this half tab actually felt almost like the strength of the full tab. It really surprised me how intense it was. So we're walking around looking at the lights, which just look spectacular. Obviously, you know, you're on LSD and you're looking at Christmas lights. It's like you're in virtual reality, like just exploring, and somebody has just drawn some shit in the sky that's just sticking out like 3D images. Looks superb. But we're walking around and we're enjoying all this, and I mean, we walked for about 4 hours and we just start talking really deep about our relationship, and we start getting obviously those insights and thoughts that are revealing things. And look, I don't want to get too heavy into it because it's personal stuff, obviously, but we started going into trust issues. She had trust issues, I had, and I knew I had trust issues. I thought that she felt the same trust issues as well. And I asked her if she had trust issues, and she said no. But we kind of went into it a little bit, and we revealed that there was a relationship in our trust issues, and that we just experienced it in different ways. I had trust issues as well because my parents fought all the time before they finally divorced, and I think my trust issues were to do with how I didn't want to get into a relationship that would just reveal itself to be something ugly, and I'd be trapped in something that is just not what I want at all. So we both had these trust issues there, but we just didn't know how to express them. And then the acid obviously brings it into the forefront of our conscious. Like, I'm talking about it now quite casually, but when the acid reveals it, it's quite like, wow. That's not quite what the acid revealed, but what the acid did reveal is quite personal, and I don't really delve into that. But we got into some subjects which, like, I just, you know, like, you would not be comfortable there sober, to be honest. But somehow in the acid, it takes you to almost your higher self, so to speak, or that part of you that is removed from your instincts, and the part of you that is less vulnerable and insecure and is just more knowing and trusting of the universe, really, to put it down to something simple. So, you know, we're speaking on this level of awareness, and we're able to get to really deep places quite casually and comfortably. And it's funny because we've been walking like 3 hours at this point, and it's almost like the way in which you can just keep walking and not feel the physical pain that you would be if you were sober. It's kind of like you can just keep diving into these deeper subjects, getting deeper and deeper without feeling the emotional pain that you normally feel when you're sober. So that's the situation we're going through, and then I get to another level where I realize how not paranoid I've been, but like I've just been listening to a lot of the wrong thoughts, and how I'm actually so totally in love with this girl, and it just comes out of my mouth. I'm like, you know, I could marry you. In fact, will you marry me? I just say that to her, and I'm shocked when I say it. I'm like, whoa, I just proposed without like meaning to at all, without ever thinking about doing that before. And she just looks at me shocked. She's like, wait, are you serious? And then I realize what I've said, and I'm like, it just feels right. So I commit to it. I hop down on one knee, and I'm just like, will you marry me? And I tell her all the reasons why I want to marry her. And she cries, we hug, and we're just hugging each other for ages. Car drives past, and like, yeah, I'm like, thanks guys. Like, you know, it's a wicked moment, and it just came out of nowhere, you know. And it's actually something that I've got massive respect for LSD, massive amount of respect for the thoughts I have and the way I think when I'm on LSD as well. And they usually contradict and conflict with my sober beliefs. For instance, I would not have considered marrying my first girlfriend after 8 months, because I just always thought, or rationally speaking, I should just like know for sure that I'm with the person I want to marry. And the way I'm going to know that is by having spent 7 years with this person. And that was just kind of thrown out the window. It was kind of like, nope. If you want that successful relationship, if you really truly want that relationship where you're committed to each other, let them know that you're that committed, and let yourself know you're that committed. So just do it. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who's in a fresh relationship should be proposing here. No way at all. But you know, this is what happened on the LSD, and I was like, wow, like, damn. And I, you know, I'm not going to get married next year or whatever, but it was still very shocking, I guess. And it's still something. It's kind of like, it's just not something I would have done while I'm sober, and it's like, wow. But it was still definitely me, and it's something I actually agree with, really. So, and this is not the first time. I remember once on my full tab trip, before this, I was sitting with my girlfriend on the rocks at a nature reserve, and I was just thinking about the relationship between my parents, and thinking about our relationship. And I, again, out of the blue, I just turned to her and I'm like, you know, I want you to feel free, and if you ever feel like doing anything with any other guy, go for it. I don't want you to be with me because of rules, and I don't want you to be with me because you feel like you're obliged to be with me and that you're a bad person if you're not. I want you to be with me because you want to be with me. You know, I was just kind of spitting out there, and I was like, if you feel like doing anything with the dude, go for it. And if in the end of the day you feel like coming back to me and just keeping this relationship we have, great. I just want this to be free, basically. And that's what I said on the acid. And when I sobered up, I was like, wow, like, holy shit, let's take a step back, because I am not sure about that. But, you know, before that trip, I was definitely like, nah, I'm all into monogamy, or like, you know, a closed relationship, I guess. And after that trip, I'm like, I'm not sure if I can do an open relationship, but I'm definitely more open to it, I guess. So I respect my thoughts on acid a lot, big time. It was really fascinating, this trip. That is how I kind of proposed to my girlfriend, but there was more to this trip as well, which I found quite interesting. I noticed that as we were going for walks, it really felt more like we're taking a walk in our own minds than going out into this physical world that wasn't part of us. You know, we'd be having a great conversation full of flow, and we'd be surrounded by beautiful Christmas lights, and so we start walking away and the conversation starts getting a little more serious. I'm looking around and the place is looking poor, and not just poor, like the sort of places where somebody gets robbed. Lights are really dim and shady, and then my girlfriend's like, oh look, it's a cat. And I look over and there's this black cat on the road, like just the, you know, the pivotal symbol of bad luck. Walks away, and I think within 30 seconds we were having a conversation where I was just basically started expressing my lack of belief in myself and externalizing onto her, saying that I didn't believe that she believed in me, and it turned to a really like dark talk, really not a nice one at all. And then like 2 minutes later, I was just like, wow, like I can't believe we just went there. Like, I'm so sorry, babe. Like, I did not mean to take us there at all. I really don't know how that happened. Especially as like 5 minutes before this happened, I was really trying to like nailing in my head, recognizing these sort of bad patterns I had. But then I think after that happened, we kind of talked and was like, look, you know, we have these things that we do, and we got to accept it in ourselves, that not to take it too personally. Anyway, I don't want to go too serious with you guys. I don't want to go too serious. I'm getting way too personal with you guys. I feel like I must be boring you guys to shit. But yeah, guys, that was basically what happened. It's a long story, which I probably drew out a little. But yeah, fucking LSD for treating relationship shit, man. Like, if you're struggling in a relationship, but you know it's a relationship that can work and that you want it to work, but there's just something that both you and your partner are not quite aware of that you're both doing, and something is triggering you guys, but you're just not sure what it is. Take some psychs together. It's fucking awesome. I never used to be able to trip well with other people. Like, there are very few people I could trip comfortably with, and my girlfriend, man, I've had some of the best trips of my life with her. Like, even that alone for me is enough of a sign that this chick is fucking who I want to be with. Anyway, guys, that's a video. Let me just go out and say this. I've reached over 10,000 subscribers as well, and I haven't actually said anything about that because that happened really fast. I don't even think I have 10 videos uploaded. I'm not sure, but yeah, like, that just happened way out of the blue, and I wanted to say that no, guys, I haven't taken that for granted. I'm really grateful for that, because it's not just like I have you guys watching these videos. You guys comment on these things. You guys message me on Instagram. You guys share your experiences and you respect what I say as I respect what you say. So the relationship that I have with you guys, I feel like there's this community that's building, and I fucking love it. Like, I fucking love it. So I am really grateful for you guys. What I want to do to show my gratitude as well is, I'm not sure when I'll make this video, but I want to scan through my comments for some of the best trip reports from you guys, and then the best ones, my favorite ones, I'm going to share on a video. I can make it anonymous if you want, but otherwise I'll just share your name and share your trip report on the channel. Because, you know, like, there's some wicked stories that you guys tell me. Like, I was talking to somebody last night who was telling me they took 10 grams of mushrooms, and like, that's fucking nuts. And, you know, they're telling me a little bit about the trip. Like, you guys are just dope. Like, you're freaking dope, and you do way crazier shit than me, that's for sure, some of you. So yeah, I'd love to share that shit on here as well. Anyway, that's the video. Love you heaps. If you're not having a great day, have a fucking great day, because you deserve to have a great day. You're the bee's knees, and I hope you have the freaking best life ever, because you deserve it. You deserve it so much. Oh man, I hope this video has been in focus. I didn't even bother looking at the focus. It's probably been in focus. Keep it real, keep easy. Go on. I just want to keep talking because I love you guys so much. Like, legit, I haven't made a video in ages. I've got so much to share and express with you guys, but I'm gonna have to turn the video off now. See ya. Goodbye. Peace.